Welcome to the CISO Daily Update.
AI abused to clone voices, FBI warns. The FBI's San Francisco division issued an urgent warning about cybercriminals abusing artificial intelligence capabilities to conduct sophisticated phishing, social engineering, and voice-video cloning attacks at unprecedented speeds and scale. Leveraging AI allows threat actors to generate persuasive phishing messages without typical grammar or spelling mistakes, and to clone voices and videos to impersonate individuals for fraud. The FBI urges heightened vigilance against these attacks, cautioning that AI augments existing criminal tactics with enhanced realism and automation. Measures like scrutinizing all login requests and implementing advanced email security controls are critical to mitigating the escalating threat of AI exploitation. Hacker offers data allegedly stolen from the city of New York. An unidentified threat actor is selling a database allegedly from a breach involving the New York City government website, nyc.gov. The data reportedly includes personally identifiable information like licensee details, applicant names, addresses, phone numbers, and emails, as well as social security numbers, employer identification numbers, and signatures belonging to building owners, attorneys, and private citizens. While unconfirmed by officials, the hacker is selling the data for just $30 and provided data sample links on breach forums. This alleged incident follows the actor's previous claims of breaching the Virginia Department of Elections database. INC ransomware source code selling on hacking forums for $300,000. A cybercriminal known as Salfetka is reportedly selling the source code of a ransomware as a service operation, INC Ransom, for $300,000. The sale is limited to 3 buyers and includes both Windows and Linux ESXi versions. While the legitimacy of the sale remains unconfirmed, Salfetka has shown previous activity on forums. In parallel to this reported sale, INC Ransom is undergoing changes to a new site, potentially signaling internal shifts within their operation. Private source code sales like this pose a significant risk, allowing new threat actor entrants into the ransomware as a service space or for other actors to improve their capabilities. FCC reveals Royal Tiger, its first tagged robocall threat actor. In a bid to better enable tracking by international partners and law enforcement agencies, the Federal Communications Commission took an unprecedented step by officially designating its first robocall threat actor group, dubbed Royal Tiger. Royal Tiger is an India-based operation that spans multiple countries and entities like VoIP providers. The group is accused of blasting robocalls impersonating government agencies and businesses using spoofed caller IDs and pushing scams like fraudulent credit card interest rate reduction offers. To combat the onslaught of illegal robocall campaigns defrauding Americans of billions annually, the FCC plans to leverage all available enforcement mechanisms from cease and desists to telecom access revocations. Vermont passes data privacy law allowing consumers to sue companies. Vermont passed a comprehensive data privacy law allowing consumers to directly sue companies for violations, an unprecedented provision among existing state privacy laws. The groundbreaking legislation imposes data minimization requirements that limit what personal information companies can collect, bans the sale of sensitive data, establishes anti-discrimination safeguards, and permits a temporary private right of action against large data brokers, going further than California's law, which only allows suits over data breaches. This win for privacy advocates coincides with renewed federal efforts for a nationwide data protection framework, though states are pushing back against proposals allowing federal preemption over stricter state laws. Malicious Python package hides Sliver C2 framework in fake requests library logo. Cybersecurity researchers discovered a malicious Python package, Requests Darwin Lite, masquerading as an offshoot of the popular requests library. This package, downloaded hundreds of times before its removal from PyPI, hides a Golang version of the Sliver command and control framework within a PNG image of the project's logo. The package's setup.py file decodes and executes a base64 encoded command to gather the system's universally unique identifier, with the infection chain proceeding only if the identifier matches a specific value. While the exact intent behind this attack remains unclear, it reinforces the ongoing threat posed by malware infiltrating open-source ecosystems and the need for underlying open-source code solutions to address such vulnerabilities. Severe vulnerabilities in Cinterion cellular modems pose risks to various industries. The discovery of severe vulnerabilities in Cinterion cellular modems poses significant risks to various industries, including the industrial, healthcare, automotive, financial, and telecommunications sectors. These vulnerabilities include critical flaws such as remote code execution and unauthorized privilege escalation. Exploiting these flaws could allow threat actors to access sensitive information and manipulate the modem's memory without authentication or physical access. While mitigation measures, like disabling non-essential SMS messaging and implementing private access point names are recommended, the complex integration of these modems within other solutions makes identifying affected end products challenging. Apple iTunes for Windows Flaw let attackers execute malicious code. A new arbitrary code execution vulnerability, CVE 2024-2793, was discovered in older versions of Apple iTunes for Windows, allowing attackers to potentially run malicious code by parsing a maliciously crafted file. Though severity details are still unavailable, Apple addressed the flaw through improved input validation in the latest iTunes 12.13.2 release for Windows. While Apple initially refrained from discussing the issue until a fix was ready, the public disclosure prompts users to urgently update from vulnerable iTunes versions before 12.13.1, which could leave systems compromised. AI's rapid growth puts pressure on CISOs to adapt to new security risks. The proliferation of generative AI capabilities is exerting pressure on CISOs to adapt cybersecurity strategies and manage emerging risks alongside new opportunities. While the majority already leverage Gen AI for functions like predictive analytics, CISOs overwhelmingly recognize Gen AI's double-edged potential to revolutionize cyber defenses, but also supercharge attack sophistication, scale, and frequency when exploited by threat actors. This dichotomy is driving urgent calls for greater regulation around data privacy, ethical use standards, and mitigating nation-state risks, even as CISOs race to upskill teams, implement governance frameworks, and embrace productivity gains. However, intense scrutiny over high-profile breaches, coupled with evolving responsibilities and liabilities, has 92% of CISOs contemplating the future of their role amid increased personal risk. Critical vulnerabilities take 4.5 months on average to remediate. A new report analyzing 1.4 million organizations globally reveals the persistent struggle to promptly remediate critical exploited vulnerabilities listed in CISA's known exploited vulnerability catalog. In 2023, over a third of organizations had at least one KEV, with nearly a quarter facing 5 or more, yet a staggering 60% remain unaddressed past CISA's recommended deadlines. On average, critical severity KEVs took 4.5 months to remediate. While technology companies demonstrated the fastest critical KEV remediation at 93 days, ransomware-linked KEVs proved 64% more prevalent and were resolved 2.5 times quicker.
Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter at CISOHeadlines.com. Until next time, stay curious.